Mr. Governor, I take it then that you also make a distinction between the course that Nnamdi Kanu was pursuing and the one that Simon Ekpa is pursuing.
I don't know what Simon Ekpa is pursuing. I have no idea what it is about, because I have no idea if he's pursuing any cause other than to swindle people for money. And, it's become a business, because people all over the world contribute money for them, and they become super rich. So I don't know what he's pursuing. The release of Nnamdi Kanu for me is different from the issue of security. I separate the two. I don't link the two. Nnamdi Kanu for me is for us to have this conversation about the long-term future of Igbos, and that's a different conversation.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Okay, we've seen Nnamdi Kanu's come out and said that no judge in Nigeria can jail him. He has boastfully come out and said that even with evidence, with documents showing that he's doing the right thing, fighting for the sovereignty of Biafra, that nothing on earth can stop Biafran, emancipation. That starting from now on, that Biafra has come and Biafra must surely come. Even Tinubu and the Nigerian government are still in panic as regards what Nnamdi Kanu displayed to Binta Nyako in the court of law. What's your take as regards?
That was a great, spectacular, legal, let me say, stage so far. By credited to Nnamdi Kanu, it was a spectacular because the whole world were shocked. The whole legal world, I mean, the court, the lawyers, the judges, the justices, all over the world, both Europe, Asia, and America, everybody were startled on the level which Nnamdi Kanu has at least taken himself, his legal experience, his law experience as someone that knows international law, local law. As far as everybody is concerned in Biafra land, Nnamdi Kanu has made us proud, over proud. Because Nnamdi Kanu came out on the stage in the court, was narrating Nigerian constitution, the law, international law, what Binta Nyako should have done, where Binta Nyako is getting it wrong, where Nigeria, Tinubu government, everybody is getting it wrong. Nnamdi actually come out and show the whole world. It shocked me, it shocked Biafrans. It shocked Biafrans in diaspora that this Nnamdi Kanu is not afraid of anybody. And see how he closed his statement. Nnamdi Kanu said, come what may, nothing is going to stop Biafra from coming to be, even if it costs him his life. Just imagine that kind of man. What kind of man is he? This is a man that is so resilient, a man that is so committed, a man that is so, experienced on international law, experienced on local law, a man that is so, has so much experience on how to agitate without harming, how to agitate in other countries without violating their rules and regulation. None was agitating for Biafra in India, following the rules and regulation of that land, India, agitating in China, following the rules and regulation of the Chinese law, agitating in Britain. The British people, you know how notorious and how wicked and hateful they are to Biafra. Still, Kanu was leading the movement, Biafra movement in the UK, not violating the British man, not violating their law. Nnamdi Kanu was doing the right thing. Do you know what happened? That man, Nnamdi Kanu, is an enigma, a living puzzle in Igbo history, a living history in Igbo history. Nnamdi Kanu is not the past, Nnamdi Kanu is the present, and he's referring you to the past, using the past to judge the present. The man has come to actually bring Biafra by the power that God has given him and give Biafra to the Igbos. He said, even if he is dead, he said this Biafra has come. He said that nothing can ever stop Biafra. He said that even Tinubu administration, even Nigeria themselves, he was about even to explode to tell you that United Nations cannot stop Biafra. But Biafra has come.
Do you think he's saying because of his death of his parents? What happened to his parents?
Actually, my brother, you have gotten it right. These agitations, this struggle for Biafra has actually terminated Nnamdi Kanu's father's life. Nnamdi Kanu's father died as a result of Biafra agitation. The fight and struggle for Biafra was the reasons why Buhari administration used Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian military officers, went into Nnamdi Kanu's compound. They were there killing Nnamdi Kanu's dog, killing the boys that are cooking for him, his followers, his loyalists were all shot dead on the compound of Nnamdi Kanu. And Buhari was there. The lawmakers were there. At the plenary session, when Albaribe stood up and said, have you lawmakers, fellow honorable men, not heard what is going on right then in Abia State? We are here busy doing what? While the people in my communities were being shot and maimed by Nigerian soldiers, I am packing my load, my barrel and my peppers. I'm going home. He stirred up pandemonium in the house. He could not allow the Fulani Janjaweeds to shout down on him. That was in 2017. Albaribe stood up. The same Albaribe is trying to stand as a shorty and make sure that Nnamdi Kanu goes away from DSS facilities. He's going to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu goes free from the cage of DSS detention facilities. The only man that stood for Nnamdi Kanu how many years ago is the only man that has come forward, not Hope Uzodinma, not Peter Mba, not Soludo, not Nwafulefu. The same Abaribe that has come to stood again for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a choti, as a security. I don't know where I understand where I'm going. To tell federal government that if this man runs, hold me responsible. Hold Abaribe responsible. That is what is trending now on social media. That was what he said when he was having international session with the Abia State governor, who has actually honored Abaribe. Abaribe what he is doing. Abaribe what being a leader of Abia State today. Abaribe what being a leader of Igbo today. Abaribe what representing his constituency in Abia State. Doing well as a lawyer, doing well as a lawmaker. Abaribe, if you ask me, should be an enigma. He's an enigma too. And we see what he's trying to play out is that one day the number, one day the no. There is a great friend and the brother in the faraway land. That's what it means in Igbo language. Nnamdi Kanu is one day the number. I am not from Abia State. Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State. I'm from Anambra State. One day the number. I'm standing by him. I'm supporting him. I am his loyalist. Nnamdi Kanu is my brother. I don't care. He's not come from my own Iruajana, kinsman. He come from a particular kinsman in Aferuku community in Abia State. But he's my brother. It's not from my kinsman Iruajana in Nando, Anambra State. I'm from quite far away, distant kinsman in Anambra State. While Nnamdi Kanu is from Abia State. But what Nnamdi Kanu is doing today is very, very magnetic. If anybody that listens or watches what Kanu is doing is magnetically emotional, it will magnet your emotions. You will feel at least the touch, the tactile image, the visual image, the audible image. Thermal, ripples will be growing on your skins. This man is fighting for me. This man is fighting for all Igbos. We shouldn't do what? Abandon him. He came out and said, my mother died as a result of Biafra struggle. My father was killed by Buhari-led administration who allowed Nigerian military clique to go, especially to his father's palace and desecrate it. As a result of emotion, Nnamdi Kanu suffered or trauma over the incursion by Nigerian military officers on his palace. Mazi, His Royal Highness, as Israel, gave up the ghost. He died. Not up to how many months. The mother, Nnamdi Kanu's mother, took air again, flown to Germany. She died in Germany. And today, this guy is ready to die for Biafra too. You know why? History, posterity, providence. Everything we actually ask Nigerian government under Buhari, how and why? How and why did Nnamdi Kanu's father and his mother actually died? Could you come and tell us? I think time is coming. It's only time that could tell. Because many years coming now, we are going to see people that will still ask Buhari administration why. That will still ask Brutai as the chief of army staff of Nigerian military why. How did you do it? What did you do on the compound of this man and his wife that warranted their death? I'm telling you that history is going to ask them. Many people are coming out to write books again, as did IBB. But Amos Ibrahim Babangida recently came out and told the whole world what actually transpired 59 years ago in Nigeria. That was a blame. That was the kind of, let me say, punishment, mental trauma the Igbo man was subjected to.
My people now come back. So this issue of Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu, still they go based on say okay, now don't hear everything so to talk about Simon Ekpa. You see nothing concerning with Simon Ekpa. Say when Simon Ekpa even did Simon Ekpa was stealing their stuff. That is what he said. So now we say now they hear this thing now. So if this thing we say this man talk now, they true. Make una come out for this matter because this matter na serious matter na be so. So when Simon Ekpa did, although me I never see any bad this thing except only that Monday this thing where we say that they do that time say okay lockdown abi. Now only we see I know say okay in the pool like. In they do that time be that so this one will be say okay Simon Ekpa na be the causes of all the insecurity will be say okay in day for inside their state before they arrest and me I no just understand so now be say una understand this thing now know the idea of how this thing they go make una come out the talk because wetin so they talk now me I no just understand and wetin people don dey talk about Simon Ekpa now you no just clear at all this matter na matter will be say okay and go dey good for people of Biafra. Now no say Biafran people like they try make they comot go their own way. Now why their own people they fight for them be that. And now they don't carry them, they don't arrest Nnamdi Kanu. That one we did on the matter since never talk that one finish. Now they carry Ekpa that time on. So and this matter now you see they go for based on say okay they don't want release any of them, they don't want command them. You will say the hear me now if you get into where you don't talk about this matter, I beg me you drop them for me you talk can. May you drop on inside comment section, and also if not today be the first time we say they come here. If you never subscribe before, I beg may you click on subscribe button. Thank you.
I don't because that you. I don't think we are in their pocket. I'm here and I criticize the government, and we do. As a collective, means I mean, this definition or this perception by some segment of the public feel that you and your colleagues, as an entity, as a National Assembly, that you are not being critical enough, and you are seeing our nation drifting. And it behoves on some of those of you who have the responsibility and the burden to represent the average Nigerian people that you are doing a lot of disservice. Are you worried and are you feeling somewhat that you are not representing properly what the Constitution or what the spirit and the letter of the principle of separation of powers is asking you and your colleagues to do? The obligation. Obviously, the moral burden. Obviously, I'm worried that the perception of the public is that way. But like I have told you, this is what has brought us to this point. And what has brought us to this point is the National Assembly feeling that we have fought so much, yet it has not yielded much to the public. Can we try some cooperation? But we also, those of us who are inside National Assembly, for when we have our private meetings, we also tell the leadership of our National Assembly that sometimes what you think is cooperation will be seen as the public as abject.
You know what a lot of people will say, that a lot of people looked on and saw a lot of things went bad under the 8 years of Buhari.
Yes.
And one could blame those of you who are in the National Assembly, because what did you do? What did you say? Now we are having a situation. You are an economics.
Let me put it this
editor.
way. Let me put it.
Things are going this way.
Let me put it this way. Seun, there's something that the Igbo say. The Igbo say that in your job when something wrong is led by society to go through a year, it becomes a tradition. If you remember, under the Buhari regime, I was minority leader, and we shouted and shouted when things were drifting that way, and I was called all manners of names. And every time I came here to say that Buhari was going in the wrong direction and that people are going to follow him in that direction, and there was nothing we can do about it if they do not course correct. The spokesman at that time will come and say, oh, why will Abari be talking here? After all, is he not a person who signed this thing for Nnamdi Kanu? He ought to be in jail. He ought not to be even speaking. That's what will happen. Now, what do we have? The nepotism of Buhari, which nobody followed, has now deepened under Tinubu. Now nobody can say anything under President Tinubu because Buhari did it and nobody said much. I was only the person shouting that this is where we're going, and where we're going is not correct. And everybody said, oh no. Now, what has happened and which President Tinubu has now instituted is that anybody who now becomes a president of Nigeria will say, let me bring my kinsmen. After all, this other one did it. And you see where we have degenerated to. And that is where everything has gone wrong.
Let's take a break, Senator, but when we